I saw Supergirl in theaters. Let's review it. Yes, there will be spoilers, and yes, we are talking about the future of the DCU. Let me start off by saying I've enjoyed much of the DCU so far. Big fan of Superman, loved Peacemaker Season 1, and enjoyed Creature Commandos, and think Millie is just fine. I wanted this movie to do well. I was rooting for it. But holy crap, what an awful movie. I am officially worried about the DCU after seeing this film. First, let's talk about one of the few positives of this film. Supergirl and Lobo were interesting characters, but sadly, the only interesting characters. Literally everyone else in the movie was painful. The second protagonist, painful. The villain, painful. The villain's lackeys, painful. The aliens we meet throughout the movie, painful. I'm sorry, but if everyone in the movie is unlikable, then there's a good chance that the movie is unlikable. Number 2, much of the premise did not make sense. We saw Supergirl twice. Krypto gets poisoned, and Supergirl is on an adventure to get an antidote because he cannot be moved or he will die. Now we're in a universe with advanced technology, and there's ways to lift a patient without increasing their blood pressure, and literally massaging the dog's head is fine, but hey, for some reason we can't move Krypto, and we can't get him to Yellow Sun. Doesn't work. Number 3, this was a major flaw of the movie. The introduction to Kryptonite was stupid. We learn no one thinks Kryptonians are alive. Not even Lobo knows who Supergirl is. And yet, the villain of the movie not only found the substance, but created a weapon he was waiting to use. Against who? No one else in the universe has a weakness against Kryptonite. Not to mention, how would anyone know that Kryptonians have a weakness to Kryptonite? And one painful aspect about this major flaw in the movie is that there was a clear solution. The clear solution was including Brainiac into the movie. Perhaps Brainiac fed the villain that information, wanting to take a potential threat off the table. Number 4, possibly one of the worst villains in any superhero movie ever. I'm stunned, to be honest with you. He was flat, he was boring, not to mention aesthetically displeasing. I'm sorry, but like many comic book fans, we want our villains to look like badasses. Not Aerosmith ripoffs. Not a Hot Topic reject. Terrible. Number 5, the visuals sucked. Leading up to the movie, many people were complaining that this looked like and this felt like Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, let me tell you, I wish it looked like Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was vibrant. It introduced fun, amazing worlds. But Supergirl? It was dark, it was dull, and then end on a Mad Max ripoff planet. Down to the cars circling the protagonist on a boring-ass desert, unironically. Number 6, where is law enforcement? So in one point in Supergirl, we literally see her and the other protagonist on a bus, and it gets taken over by pirates. The bus driver doesn't call a 911 equivalent. No one calls for help. There is no help. It doesn't seem like there's any type of cosmic police or law and order at all, even though it is implied that there are plenty of planets with law and order. It makes no sense that there are businesses traveling from planet to planet without anyone to call for help. Ridiculous, nonsensical, none of this was thought through. Number 7, the Krypton scenes were underwhelming. Look, I always embrace when a movie is willing to go a little darker, willing to go into territories that make the audience feels uncomfortable. But when we learn about Jor-El and the others isolating the capital of Krypton, making it the last group of survivors, but unfortunately it just extended their short life because they all were about to die due to kryptonite poisoning. Again, I appreciate it when a movie is willing to go dark or introduce dark elements, but when it doesn't make sense. So this advanced society is able to make an escape pod for Kara, but how about this? How about, I don't know, they make an escape pod for one Kryptonian to go to the nearest yellow sun to come back with battery charged solar powers, and I don't know, maybe help bring that city to a planet that they can not be completely irradiated by kryptonite from. How about that? So not only were the Krypton scenes underwhelming, it was nonsensical. Number 8, the film did absolutely nothing to push the DCU forward. Absolutely nothing. No world building, no build up for Brainiac, who we know is the enemy for Man of Tomorrow. Nothing. Which is a shame because we're literally seeing Supergirl travel around the universe as we learn about the greater landscape. But what do we find? Nothing. What a shame. What a missed opportunity. And again, and this makes me wish that it was like Guardians of the Galaxy, because guess what Guardians of the Galaxy did? It helped build the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It tied in Thanos. It introduced amazing worlds and amazing powers. And not to mention, when the Guardians of the Galaxy were doing crazy things on a planet, the police came quite quickly. So the final review, 5.5 out of 10. I do not recommend this movie. In my opinion, wait for streaming if you're going to watch it, because yikes. So how does this impact the DCU as a whole? Well, like I said, I haven't been disappointed up to this point. I enjoyed Superman. I enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I enjoyed Peacemaker Season 1. I thought Peacemaker Season 2 was a substantial step down from Season 1, but it was enjoyable for the most part. However, up to this point, the DCU hasn't been incredibly profitable. It needed a major win. Maybe not necessarily in the box office, but reception-wise, in my opinion, it needed this win. Not only did it not deliver in that front, but people are outwardly worried and afraid about James Gunn's direction, the leadership at the DCU, and what is next. So what is next for the DCU? Well, we know Lanterns is going to be released come August, and in my opinion, the stakes have just gone higher. If I was James Gunn, I would delay Lanterns and make it perfect. If people aren't happy with the Green Lantern suit, trust me, it won't matter how good or bad the series is, people are going to riot. They need to pull a Sonic. They literally need to. If the suit doesn't work, they literally need to redo the suit in every single scene and give them better ones. That's how seriously I'm taking Lanterns, because trust me, the success of Lanterns might dictate the future of the DCU. Thankfully, Clayface is a low gamble opportunity. It has such a small budget around Halloween time, involving a Batman villain, and possibly introducing the DCU Batman. I have a feeling it's going to be very profitable. So what is the state of the DCU? I made a poll a day ago asking movie fans exactly that question, and over 35,000 people have voted so far. 63% said the future is mixed and uncertain. 21% said the DCU is in massive trouble, and 14% said it's healthy and has a good, bright future. That means people haven't checked out yet, but they're worried. This is officially the turning point for the DCU. Are people going to jump on board, or are people going to jump off and permanently write it off? This is the DCU's last opportunity. Let me know what you think in the comments.